How's everyone doing? Doing all right. All right, before we get going, I want to thank our sponsor, Snoqualmie Casino. You visit them at snocasino.com. Those are our guys, and we got to talk, right? Let's just get this out the way. We have to talk because everyone is losing their minds because the Seattle Seahawks lost to the New York Giants. Am I surprised that they lost to the Giants? Yes, I am. Okay, I didn't think they were going to lose to the Giants, but I also knew that going into this game, the Giants had a tough defense. I knew they had Jabril Peppers. I knew they had one of the top 5 corners in the league, Bradbury. I knew that they drafted a guy a few years ago, Leonard Williams, on the defensive line who was playing well. I knew they had Blake Martinez, which is one of the best linebackers in the league for the past 2 or 3 years. I knew what they had on defense, but I thought, you know what? You got Russell Wilson, you got DK, Lockett, Carson, Hyde. I think they're going to be fine, okay? And then I looked at their offense. And I'm like, okay, Colt McCoy is my age. I'm out the league. Colt McCoy has 7 starts in 11 years in the NFL. I saw that. What's up, Cody Stone? I saw what they had on offense. I knew Saquon was gone. I thought Evan Ingram was going to be a bigger factor, which he wasn't. He wasn't a big factor, but he did make a couple of plays. All right. I knew they had Wayne Gollum in the backfield. I'm just looking at the matchups, and I'm like, there's no way that the Hawks are going to lose. But this is the NFL, and you must respect thy opponent. You must respect them. The worst team in NFL history has some ballers on that team. I guarantee it. I don't know who the worst team was. It Tampa Bay, I think, went 0-16 a year. But the worst teams in the NFL have playmakers. Okay, so you have to respect everybody. So let's just break down what I saw. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and then we'll move on to the Jets. Okay, but right now let's talk about this Seahawks offense. The first thing people are going to want to say is Russ is losing it. What's Russ doing? He's holding on to the football. And you might be right. He is holding on to the football a bit. But I'm also looking at the plays that are being called, and they're down the field type plays. 8 out of 10 plays are going to be a progression, 10 to 15 yards. Russell's going to have to sit back there, count to 3, toss the football. Okay, so that doesn't help with his protection and him holding on to the football because he's waiting for these routes to become available. I tracked DK. DK ran a lot of post corners, a lot of curls, a couple of digs. I tracked Lockett. Lockett had a lot of the same routes. DK had 80 yards. His most successful play, his biggest play was a speed out that went for 21 yards. Okay, so people are asking for Shotty to get back or get to the quick games in the screen. And honestly, I think that's what you have to do at this point. The film is out. Teams are watching film and they're like, look, this is what these guys like to do. They like to take these shots. DK has mastered the post comeback route. That's what he's good at. He even caught a football this week running that route. And what the Giants did was they said, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to man these guys up. We're going to make these receivers win their one-on-one matchups. And by the way, we're going to play too high. We're going to have 2 safeties up top to really help out when DK wants to run that post or he wants to get over the top. Now, you combine that scheme with what the Hawks like to do, it's a recipe for disaster. They got it done. Now let's go to the offensive line. That right tackle spot, you saw the number 4 tackle in the game by the time the game was over. Number 4 tackle. You had Chad Wheeler out there. I bet you a lot of guys didn't know who Chad Wheeler was. Talked to Pete Carroll. He said he went out, played his heart out, but guys are 3s and 4s for a reason. You had Chad Wheeler out there. You had guys in his line who haven't played a lot of football together. Also, in the backfield, you got Chris Carson. He's healthy, right? Carlos Hyde, they're healthy. Chris Carson, to me, was on the pitch count. They didn't feel comfortable giving him the ball 20 to 25 times and letting him go. I think coming up this week, we'll see more of Chris Carson getting after it. On the positive side, that defense played well. Yeah, you're going to look at it, you're going to say, how many yards did these guys rush for against Hawks? They rushed for, I want to say, like 190 yards. They rushed for 190 yards. But on 2 drives, 2 plays, that's 90 yards right there. That's that 60-yard run, and then there's a 25 to 30-yard run as well. So that's 90 yards right there. You take away that, that's 100 yards. They were playing decent. Colt McCoy didn't do anything special. 13 of 22, 105 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 TD. This defense held the Giants to 17 points. You might say that's not a great feat. It's the New York Giants. They don't have Saquon. Colt McCoy is playing. Doesn't matter. If we go into this game and we think that the Hawks are going to hold the Giants to 17 points, everyone's walking away from this like, yep, that's a W. But that's just not how the game goes. Everyone has to play at a high level at the right time every Sunday. Now, if you look at the stats, away teams are doing way better this year than any other year. Why? Because there is no home field advantage. There's no home field advantage. You're literally just playing in it feels like a scrimmage when you're there. I'm one of the lucky ones. I get to go to Lumen Field. I'm watching the games, and they have to create their own energy. There's nobody in there. I can hear this sideline chatter. I can hear that sideline. I can hear Cody Barton yell when he pops somebody on kick return or kick cover. It's a weird feeling in there, so they're relying on themselves. That's why away teams are doing way better this year than they've done before. All right? With all that being said, Hawks got to take care of teams like the New York Giants. Now they have the Jets coming into town. Now, I've watched film on the Jets already. I'm looking at Sam Darnold. Kid is athletic. He has 1,400 yards, 5 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He's played 8 games. He doesn't have a lot around him. He's got Crowder. Crowder's their leading receiver. He's around 500 yards. You look at their running back situation, they got the OG Frank Gore. Frank Gore has been playing football in the NFL since I was in high school. OG Frank Gore, he might not play this week because of concussion. He got hit early in the game. That's why he killed my fantasy points, because I'm struggling at the running back position. And I started Frank Gore. He got knocked out quick. He didn't have, I believe it was the second play of the game, he got knocked out. So then you got this guy, Ty Johnson, who fills in. He had 104 yards and a touchdown. Different type of running back. Ty is more the outside zone, get to the perimeter type running back. They're going to ask him to run up the gut, but that's not a strong suit. Frank Gore was the type, you pull that guard, you run your power, you run your trap, you let Frank get north-south. So we're going to see a different type of run game. Yeah, I started old man Frank. I didn't have anybody else on my fantasy team, okay? Who was that talking crap? Yes, I started him. I'm injured. McCaffrey's hurt. That's a different story, all right? We're talking about the Jets, not my fantasy team. All right, so Ty Johnson is a different type of running back. He's going to get outside. And then we'll flip over to the defense. Quinnen Williams, the number 3 pick out of Alabama in 2019, is starting to play well. He's a D tackle, number 95. 3 games in a row, he's had a sack. So he's starting to come into form. And then you have Hewitt, the linebacker for the Jets. He has about 103 yards. He's top 5 when it comes to tackles. Okay. Again, we're talking about the Jets, and I'm still naming guys that I feel like you should respect, because this is the NFL, and anybody can get it on any given Sunday, okay? But they should win this ball game. They should win this ball game. The one thing that makes the Jets scary to me, they just fired their D coordinator, right? These guys are going to be rejuvenated, ready to go. They almost beat the Raiders. They almost beat the Raiders, okay? Let me say it again. The Hawks should win this ball game. I think they're going to win this ball game, but you don't take any of these guys lightly because of the guys that I just named. Sam Darnold has one of the strongest arms in the league. If you look up my film sessions on Seahawks YouTube, I think it drops on Thursday, I'll be talking about Sam Darnold and what he brings to the table. With all that being said, these guys should win. Let me run some numbers for you. Okay, the Jets are 32nd in overall offense. They're only averaging 276 yards per game. They're 32nd in passing, 170 yards per game. They're 20th in rushing, 106 per game. And they're 32nd in points per game, only scoring 15. Okay, defensively, they're 29th overall, giving up 416 yards. They're 31st against the pass, allowing 291. They are 9th against the run. 9th against the run. That's the best part of their team right now. Giving up 107. Now they're 30th in points per game, giving up 29 points per game. On paper, the Hawks should get this done, but you got to contain Sam Darnold. He even has a rushing touchdown of 44 yards. Crowder is a shifty veteran in the slot. We'll see if this O-line can protect. Defensively, they have a couple of guys. Okay, so I'm not going to give you my score prediction. If you want my score prediction, you got to listen to the pre and post game on 710 ESPN on Sundays. I'll give you my game prediction there. Okay, now I'm going to open it up to you guys. Do you have any questions for me? I told you what I thought about the Giants, what the Hawks need to do offensively. Defensively, I thought they played well. Then we went over to the Jets. The Jets have a couple names you might be familiar with, but the thing that makes them scary is that they're hungry. And they just fired their D coordinator. So just weird things happen, man. That's the NFL for you. Weird things happen. All right. Any questions? We got Neo Martin 97. What's wrong with Russ? What is wrong with Russ? I think Russ is looking for the big shots. I think DK Metcalf and Russ have been so successful throwing the football down the field. In Russ's brain, he's like, he's going to get open. I'm going to stare him down because I believe it's going to happen. I think he just came up against a defense that was prepared for that. I think he needs to get back to the checkdowns, take what the defense is giving you. Again, the longest pass play for DK Metcalf was off of a speed out. Why? Because corners are going to sit at 6 to 7 yards. If DK can fire out the football, show he's going vertical, break that thing off to an out, just get the ball into your players, your playmakers' hands, and let them do the rest. I think Russ is just used to having success down the field. Schottenheimer's calling plays for down the field. He just needs to get back to basic football. Take your checkdowns, take what they're giving you, you'll be all right. Okay, next question. ASAP, how confident are you in O-line versus Washington's D-line? See, that we're not talking about Washington right now. You cannot sleep on the Jets. I don't want to hear anything about, the Washington football team because we can't sleep on anybody at this point. If the Hawks would have gotten it done against the New York Giants, and I'd be like, oh, maybe let's get forward and talk about the Washington football team. No. They got to win this game. I've never been more scared of an 0-12 team in my life. All right, they have to win this game. All right, what we got? Will, do you think adding Penny back could add to more options to attacking the edges? Maybe. Don't expect much out of Penny. Don't expect much. He's coming off a knee surgery. You have a semi-healthy Chris Carson. You have Carlos Hyde, who's healthy. I think, if anything, they sprinkle him in. He's practicing this week. I don't expect to see him at all. If Penny becomes a factor on this football team, I think he's in the playoffs. I think when he's gotten some reps in, they brought him along slowly, and he shows that he's 100% ready to go. Lower expectations when it comes to Penny. Do you think we will re-sign Adams? I think so. I think the Hawks will re-sign Adams, especially off of what he's at. He has 7.5 sacks. 7.5 sacks this season. He's our leading sacker on this football team. People want to talk about his coverage. His coverage isn't bad. That's just not what he's here to do. He's not here to cover. He's always in the box. He's making noise. He's talking that talk to the sideline. That's what he's here to do. But I think they will. All right. How do you think Brooks has played? This last game was Jordan Brooks' best game. His best game. We'll look at stats. I believe he had 11 tackles. Brooks had 11 tackles, 5 solo. That big run play up the sideline that went 60 yards. If it wasn't for Brooks, they might score there. Jamal Adams flies over and forces them inside. But if you watch that film, Brooks is like 5 to 6 yards behind the running back, hawks him down. I think Brooks is finding his way into this defense. He's going to be here for a while. He is the future linebacker of this organization. I love what Brooks is doing. Pete Carroll loves what Brooks is doing. He's starting to play fast. Dave Wyman said this the best. He goes, man. No, was it Dave Wyman? No, it was Paul Moyer said this. He goes, there's nothing like youth. There's nothing like youth. And what you have is a youthful, fast, eager to learn linebacker in Jordan Brooks. So I like it. I like it. What we got? Let me go back up to get some of these early questions. Let's see. Why do we keep throwing Trey Flowers out there? I'll tell you why. Because Dunbar is hurt. Because Shaq was hurt. So they pick up DJ Reed. DJ does his thing. And before Trey Flowers was hurt, he held Hopkins to 5 catches, 51 yards. Then the week after that, I'm not sure what his numbers were, but he didn't get a touchdown scored on him. I think he had one completion on him. Trey Flowers has been doing okay. He's made his mistakes early in the season, but he's doing okay. That's why he's been out there, but he's not out there anymore. He's got a hamstring. I believe he's on the IR for 3 weeks. Jordan Reed has been holding that spot down or held it down last week. We'll see what happens with Quentin Dunbar if he's able to get back. But I'm okay with DJ Reed too, man. I like what DJ Reed has been doing. Okay. Let me see what we got. I really like DJ Reed, and Amadi Trey has been a solid corner. I agree with you. Why don't we run a lot more nickel in zone blitzes? Should we? Why don't we run a lot more? Let me read that again. Why don't we run a lot more? I'm sorry, it keeps moving. A lot more nickel. Why? Because if the tight ends, this is why you didn't run it against the tight ends. If you notice, the tight ends, they came out in 2 tight end set, 3 tight end set. Nickel's no good in that. Nickel's no good. That means you're just asking a corner, undersized corner to guard a tight end. Sometimes you have that corner who can do that, but most of the time you got to get a big body on them. At least a safety or a mobile outside linebacker. Nickel wasn't the defense to go against the Giants. Now, against the Jets, you might see more nickel, but they also do a lot of 2 tight end stuff. That's why you don't go nickel. Nickel is when it's like, look, obvious throwing situations, 3rd and long, 2nd and long. When you think they're going to throw the football, you throw your nickel out there so you can play in space. But if it's 1st and 2nd down and the Giants are driving, they're running the football, you want to get your big boys out there. That's not why you don't run nickel. And zone blitzes, I don't know, I love the zone blitz. I like it. I like zone blitz because it allows your defense to keep their eyes in the backfield, your linebackers, your corners, your safeties, and still apply pressure by sending an extra guy. I'm all for the zone blitzes. If something's not being called or ran, I always just go back to the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. Like, dude, they must not trust these guys. They must not believe that this is the right thing to do in that situation. But I like zone blitzes, but that's why you're not going to see a lot of nickel against the Giants because of just that. Any more questions? Here we go. We got Cricket Curtain. Are you going to start doing this show more often? I hope so. Yes. Tuesday. I believe it's Tuesday and Thursday. I'm not sure. Tuesday and Thursday. Hey, at least for Tuesdays to start. I got to talk to the people upstairs and see if they want this to keep rolling. But yes, at least on Tuesday, we are going. So you guys have your questions ready, and let's talk some football, man. I like engaging with you guys all day. All right, what else you got for me? Y'all got anything else for me? No more questions? I got to go up to the old ones, huh? All right, let's see. Let's see. Nothing. Come on. Hit me with something. Don't let me do it. Go Cougs. Ryan, what's up, John? How we doing? Hey, ASAP, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Oh, we got a new one. ASAP Rasta. All right, we got a new one from Hawaii. Cali girl. You know what's crazy about your name, Hawaii Cali girl? I was born in Hawaii and raised in Cali. We're connected all day. All right. Do you think Russ has been a little off? She says, yes, I think he's been a little off. I had talked about it a little bit before. It's scheme. It's having success down the field. It's all catching up. Teams have film on him now. So it's just going to be harder. That's just what it is. Tom Brady was struggling, man. The GOAT is struggling. Everyone, at some point in the season, you go through it. All right. Pittsburgh just lost to the Washington football team. This is the NFL, man. Anything can happen. Okay, Will, you think your Lakers are going to repeat? You already know. Repeat, baby. See how we got better? But we're talking Seahawks, not my glorious Lakers. All right? Here we go. Ben Day, what are your thoughts on the safety duo of Diggs and Adams? I like him. I think Adams is your guy who plays in the box. He's like a hybrid linebacker almost. You got Diggs who's going to hold it down in the back. 2 weeks in a row, Diggs has had an interception. 2 weeks in a row, Diggs has had an interception. He's in the right place at the right time, taking advantage. Since Diggs has been on this football team, he's had 7 interceptions. He's only played in 17 games. I don't think we talk about Diggs enough. This dude's a playmaker back there. And he's 5'9". All my small guys out there, he's 5'9", playing safety, 7 interceptions as a Seahawk. We need to talk about Diggs a bit more. Let's watch him this game and see what he does. All right, what we got? Let Shotty cook, bump. What does that mean? What does let Shotty cook mean? What does that mean? If cooking means throwing the ball down the field on 3rd and short, 15-yard routes, I'm not with that. He can also cook by quick game, screens, quick game, screens. I just need to see more of that. I think Shotty's a good coordinator, though. He'll be fine to figure out. All right, here we go. Hawaii Cali girl, for the next game, do you think we will win? Yes. I think the Hawks will win. I think they should win. But I'm also a bit nervous. Just because of the situation. Hawks are coming off a loss. They're trying to rebound. The Jets almost beat the Raiders. They fired their defensive coordinator. They got a QB with arm talent. They're not a great football team when you watch the film, but again, you never know. We got Robbie. Why don't we run more screens? I don't know. I really like the screen game. Actually, last game, they ran a couple screens to Demo that just didn't work. So if you're running screens to the outside receivers and they're not working, that means that the guys over them are blocking. So maybe that makes Shoddy be hesitant to do that type of stuff. And we've seen him try to run a couple screens, a couple boot screens, booting to the right, trying to get back to Carson on the left side. They have tried. I just don't think they've been successful. Why haven't they been successful? Maybe it's the timing of the screen when it comes to the running back screens, but on the outside, it's just guys blocking. Just guys blocking. All right, ASAP Rasta, holla at you, baby. All right, let me see. We got to focus. You guys are asking me about the Rams. We got to focus. The Jets are coming up this week, okay? I know they're 0-12, but the Hawks need this football game. I'm focused on the Jets, all right? Take a few more questions before I let y'all get out of here. You guys remember, man, I'll be here every week now. Tuesday, maybe Thursdays as well. Not too sure, but Tuesdays for sure, all right? Who got questions? Holler at me. Holler at me. I'm taking 2 to 3 more questions, then I'm out of here. All right, all right. Ben Day, man, you're engaged, Ben Day. You're locked in, Ben Day. Let's go. Since day one, Ben Day's been here. All right. Swain has played more often lately. Yes, he has. He has played more often lately. Now Swain's a guy that I worry about when Josh Gordon comes back, because he's going to be the guy who's going to be fighting for playing time when Josh Gordon gets back. But I think Swain has done a decent job out there. He's still a rookie. You see some rookie mistakes, not clean at the top of his route at some times. But you also see the playmaker ability in him. Dude is fast. Get the ball in his hand and we'll see what he does. Okay, Ryan. Talk about DK and Lockett as a duo. I think they're one of the best duos in the league. Before the season started, I thought Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. I thought Cooper, Michael Gallup, of course, Evans and Godwin in Tampa Bay. And I felt DK and Lockett were going to be a top 7 duo. I'd call them a top 3 right now. Maybe the best, but Lockett hasn't really been involved a lot in the game plan these past couple of weeks. He did have the most targets on the team last week. I believe he had 6 catches for about 60 yards. But we're just not used to seeing the Lockett that we're used to seeing. I think we got spoiled with that 15 catches, 20 yards against Arizona. But I think it's about time. Lockett's going to shine again. He's going to shine. All right. All right. What's up with Moore? He was having a good season. Why the drop off? I don't think he dropped off. You got to think of what they asked David Moore to do. They asked David Moore to catch the fade, catch the goal ball, catch this jet sweep. I mean, you look at his targets per game, he's got to be only getting 2 or 3 targets a game. And for what he's asked to do, he might be one of the most efficient players on his team. I think that last game kind of, messed up your overall view of David Moore. But I think Demo is a good number 3 receiver. I'm looking up his stats right now. David Moore is the 3rd leading receiver with 337 yards, averaging 12 yards per catch, and he has 5 touchdowns. I think Demo's good. I think last game was just a little off. Maybe it was the play calling, but I think Demo's good. Targeted 36 times, caught 28 of them. Demo's good, man. I like Demo. All right, I got time for 2 more. 2 more. What's up, Jerry? Just joined. John Ford, what's up, man? I see you. John's been here since day 1, too. Pickadale's joined. All right, if I don't get anything in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to sign off. All right. Sammy, what's up, Sammy? Just joined it. What's up, Sammy? All right, 15 seconds, and I'm signing out, man. I got 3 kids, I'm going to make some dinner for them, watch some TV. Do we need Josh Gordon? I can't believe this is the first Josh Gordon question we got, okay? It's from Pickadales. Do we need Josh Gordon? Need? No. Will he help? Do we want? Yes, most definitely. Thing about Josh Gordon is there's no denying what this dude brings to the table. He's got hands. Hands are sticky. We saw that last year, that big catch against, was it Philly, over the shoulder. The 3rd down slants he caught for this football team. Need him now. Want him? Yeah. Take him all day. Take him all day. Could you imagine lining up? You got DK, Josh Gordon on the outsides, and then you have Lockett, and Demo in the slots when you go your 2x2, no tight end set. That is dangerous. That's dangerous. Now it's just about, okay, what type of shape is Flash in? I believe he's in great shape. I'm pretty sure he hung around and worked out in Bellevue and did his thing there. Does he understand the playbook? He's been in the playbook before. He's practicing. He's hooking up with Shoddy. He played for this team last year. And then it's just, is he committed? I want to say he's committed, right? This has to be his last chance right here. So I think he is committed. If Josh Gordon were to play Week 16 and these guys make a run to the Super Bowl, I'd be happy with 15 catches, 3 or 4 touchdowns, because I know 10 of those catches are going to be on crucial third downs. But there are guys here who are in front of him who have been in the system and playing all right, man. David Moore has been doing his thing, and Freddie Swin has shown some promise as well. Who's that? Joan. Thanks, Joan. I mean, can you imagine that, Joan? Man, boom. Big boys on the outside, dudes in the slot. What up, Brian? Brian Lancaster, 87. What's good? That's Cali right there. You from Cali? All right. I see you. I see you. All right, guys. Well, my time is up here. I appreciate you guys checking in with your boy. Like I said, I'll be here every Tuesday. And I want to say Thursdays as well. Don't quote me on that. Just check out Twitter. All right. The Seahawks Twitter, they're posting it there. Oh, excuse me, not Seahawks Twitter, 17 ESPN's Twitter. They'll post it there. Like I said before, thanks to our sponsor, Snoqualmie Casino, snocasino.com. Go check them out. I will be back. Tune in. Holler at me, Michael Bumpus, the number 5 on Twitter, as well as Instagram. I talk every now and then. Hit me up. Peace.